Where you've been observing the performance of your friend Donald Trump. I think we'll talk a bit about Trump in a moment or two. But we've just heard on the Andrew Marr show Suzanne Evans declare herself as a leadership candidate. But she also said that she thought UKIP's image had become toxic.
Yeah, I mean, the last leadership election that we had, just a few weeks ago, we have them almost as often as the Labour Party now. I didn't endorse anybody, I didn't criticise anybody, I didn't get involved. And I'd intended not to get involved this time. But, you know, for her to talk about the party being toxic, for her to already declare one of the candidates who's running, Raheem Kassam, as being far right, I don't view this as being a very good start. And I have to say, they're the sort of things she said to me. I mean, after the general election, she said to me I shouldn't take any part at all in the referendum campaign. I was toxic. Immigration shouldn't even be discussed with the British public. And I think she's been in the wrong place ever since then. I mean, she may well think that herself, but that is not how UKIP members and UKIP voters feel.
So just to be absolutely clear, you would be urging UKIP members to vote for any other candidate?
Well, I won't be voting for her. Not after that, no.
She says UKIP needs to be in the centre ground. Is that how you see it?
UKIP is a radical political party that pushes for change that it believes is going to be better for the country. I mean, very interesting. Many of the things that we've campaigned on for years and been told we're way out there, that this is not what people care about. Much of it's now mainstream, whether it's campaigning for grammar schools, whether it's talking about sensible immigration controls, or leaving the European Union. And I would say this, that UKIP needs to go on being a radical political party.
Just finally on Suzanne, she says that your HQ has been besieged by messages urging her to stand. You presumably go to head office from time to time as still the leader. Have you been noticed that there have been sacks of letters coming in?
Not especially, but, you know, she will have her own fans within the party. Of course she will. And, you know, she project managed the manifesto for the 2015 general election when I was leader, and let's be fair, did a very good job of it. So, I mean, I don't doubt that she's got ability, not for one moment. It's just a question of political direction. And I think to kick off this leadership election campaign by decrying one of the declared candidates is not perhaps the start that we needed.
Now, UKIP not perhaps in the best of shape. You had a...
I think that's a somewhat sort of Sunday morning underestimate. Look, we've had a rotten couple of weeks.
Yep.
We had somebody elected as leader who had to confront the realities of what leading a political party is. She was assaulted on Waterloo Station, and I think that, perhaps more than anything, is what made her think she made a mistake in running. Right. We then had an altercation between two of our members, and yeah, it's been a rotten couple of weeks, and we've got to get on now with this leadership campaign and get back on track. Just
in terms of your own judgment, I mean, certainly I got the impression that you were backing Diane James to be leader. Do you regret that?
I didn't say a word.
She wasn't your favourite?
I didn't get involved in it at all. I'm sorry it happened the way that it did. Yeah,
so why did she feel, in a sense, she obviously felt slightly coerced into running. Her heart obviously wasn't in it. Where was that pressure coming from?
Well, not from me. Not from me. But again, you know, everybody in a political party has their own fan base. And she put her nomination papers in very late. Look, it's happened, it's gone, we've got to move on.
On Stephen Wolfe, did he let you know he was going to quit after this extraordinary altercation in
No, and
so you didn't have an opportunity to try and talk him out of it?
He talked about the downward spiral of UKIP, but I'm sorry to say it's the downward spiral of Stephen Wolfe.
Is he a loss to UKIP?
He's a guy of talent and ability. I mean, I recruited him. He was working for the hedge fund industry. He's a very able guy. You know, just sometimes ambition, too much ambition, gets the better of people, and that's what's happened here.
Part of what he has been saying over some time is that he thinks that Theresa May has, in a sense, planted her tanks on your lawn, and that therefore the purpose of UKIP is no longer what it was. Has she, in a sense, undermined UKIP?
Well, what she's done is she's raised expectations. If she then doesn't deliver them, you know, you will find a lot of those people who were tempted by Theresa May will come back to UKIP. I mean, it's very interesting. You were chatting with the panel earlier about Theresa May's record. And Kwasi said what a successful Home Secretary she was. I mean, this is the Home Secretary, you know, who oversaw a complete failure in terms of immigration, and yet every year at Tory conferences gave tough speeches. I like some of the things that Theresa May has said. I like some of the direction of travel. But is she going to deliver?
Because you were back in grammar schools, weren't you? She's
Absolutely. We've backed grammar schools for years. A lot of the things that she's talked about are things that we've talked about. My question is, can she deliver? She failed to do so as Home Secretary.
And do you think she'll deliver Brexit?
Well, I don't know. I suspect that, looking at Parliament, we're hearing Nick Clegg and many other voices saying, we didn't vote to leave the single market. Oh, yes, we did. Everybody on both sides was clear that a vote to leave was to leave the overregulated single market. And I have a sense at the moment that there's probably a parliamentary majority in favour of us staying part of a single market. Now, if that happens...
Do you think we will, in this country, revisit the vote then?
I think that if Theresa May's serious about delivering Brexit, about Brexit meaning Brexit, which means we leave the single market, we get back British passports, we take back our territorial fishing waters, the only way she's going to do that, given the current makeup of Parliament, is to have an early general election and to fight it on those issues. If she doesn't do that...
So the purpose of UKIP now is to, in a sense, entrench the Brexit referendum vote, is it?
Very much so. I would say this to you. If Brexit doesn't mean Brexit by the spring of 2019, which is the timetable that she's given us, then I think UKIP in 2020 could be a really big force.
But, it's clear to me that you still have an appetite for all this stuff. Why are you... You're still leader. Why leave?
Oh, well, I'm back as interim leader. I'm back on a temporary basis. I thought I got away, but they brought me back.
I think it's an interim leader. Your name is still at the Electoral Commission as
well, it is, and it wasn't removed for technical reasons. No, look, I've been doing this for half of my adult life. I had one big goal, which was to push for, to attain and to win a referendum. And we've done that. And I'm going to spend the next couple of years. I shall still be in the European Parliament. I'm still involved in politics. I just won't be doing it 24/7.
But in the past few years, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you've resigned twice and come back twice. So you're not going to come back a third time? Is this it?
Oh, no, this is it.
You're never going to be leader of UKIP. This is not old Blue Eyes or old...
No. This is not the heavyweight boxer making a failed comeback. No. I'm done with that. That part of my life is over. I've enjoyed not all of it, but most of it. And I think we've achieved remarkable success. It's now time for somebody else to take the party on.
Aaron Banks has talked about creating a sort of movement to campaign for the sort of things that you believe in, but outside of party politics, a sort of momentum for UKIP, as it were, momentum being this campaigning group alongside Corbyn's Labour. Would you join him in that?
I think what Aaron Banks needs to do and wants to do is to build a cross-party campaigning movement that attracts Labour supporters and Tory supporters who perhaps would never vote for UKIP anyway, but to push, to keep pressure on people and to try and make sure that Brexit means Brexit. I think it's a very good idea.
So don't go away, as we'll be talking...
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.